programme is sponsored by Bet365.
Welcome along, nice to have your company. You're watching Premier League tonight, the best football debate. We're here from Maurizio Sarri in just a couple of moments. We're going to talk about Arsenal and what not being able to sign players permanently in the January window means for their manager, means for the club, means for life as fans. Understand Cronky, if you're an Arsenal fan, get in touch, we'll talk with you about that as well, plus plenty more on the programme. But first, let's have a quick look at the headlines from today. Man of the moment, Mo Salah once again involved as Liverpool managed to pick up that crucial win today against Crystal Palace. A couple more goals for him. He is in absolutely scintillating form. And if you're a Liverpool fan, we will discuss in detail his team and him a little bit later. Solid crew. That is fast, by the way. 6 wins on the bounce. Hasn't he been brilliant? Congratulations to him and Manchester United back in the hunt for the top 4. And Fab from Share. He was really good today. They were really good. What? Do you know, let's get rid of these and get straight to Maurizio Sarri. He's with a translator. He's also with Des. Here are his thoughts on today's game.
Maurizio, you brought a translator with you because you want to be clear with your message here. So, were you disappointed with that? Angry even tonight?
Sono arrabbiato per l'approccio che la squadra ha avuto alla partita. È chiaro che contro squadre così forti puoi anche andare in difficoltà, ma le difficoltà si deve reagire in maniera molto più vigorosa.
I'm really angry about the approach that we adopted today. I understand that when we play strong teams, then you can find yourself in difficulty from time to time, but you need to react to those difficulties a lot better than we did today.
Is that why we've waited for you for quite a while? Is because you've been talking to your players in the dressing room, making it clear to them?
Yes, of course, but I think penso faccia parte del mio lavoro, è un tipo di approccio così l'abbiamo avuto a Tottenham, l'abbiamo discusso molto, pensavamo di poter risolvere. Siamo sicuramente una squadra con grandissime difficoltà a trovare grandi motivazioni e quindi stiamo cercando di lavorare su questo, non è semplice sicuramente, però io voglio perdere con un'altra opinione, un'altra maniera.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's part of my job to talk to the team. It's the kind of approach which I don't think we can really accept. It's something that happened very much the same against Tottenham. We thought that we'd overcome that problem, and yet it seems to me that we find it very difficult to get up for the game, to be truly motivated for these games sometimes. You know, losing is one thing, but I certainly don't want to lose in that manner.
That's it.
Ciao.
Struggling to get up for the game. A game where it could have been 9 or 3 points against a fellow London rival at the Emirates. What?
He looks depressed, and I think he's got every right to be. That's a huge cause for concern. To say that your team are lacking motivation, especially in these big games. These games you should wake up, bounce out of bed and fly onto that pitch raring to go. You don't even need a team talk after time. You've done your work during the week. But this team, as soon as they came out, JJ said, they don't like they're up for it. They look lethargic. And that rang true from word go today.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You bounce out of bed and you're excited about a game of football when you're enjoying football and when you're enjoying your role within a football team. And I don't know if those players truly kind of believe exactly what he's bringing to the table right now. I think I do believe we'll get to see the best of Sarri at some point. But right now, I think he's struggling to convince not only the fans, but I think there's a few players on that pitch that think it can be done in a better way. And that's why you get 1 or 2 maybe that kind of go, well, what's the point? Well, what's the point of making that run if it's not going to come? What's the point of, why isn't he playing there? That's what it takes. And in a split second, you're too late and it gets a bit sloppy and you're not that sharp when you go onto the pitch. And that's just what it looked like to me.
He's worried now, isn't he? And he's taken a long time to come out of that dressing room. He's gone out of the way to bring an interpreter in because he fully wants to explain himself because he's embarrassed by the performance. And he could see it coming. He couldn't get a reaction from the group. You've been talking about them being complacent today, managing games but not killing teams off, that killer instinct. And that comes from the manager, from motivation. You know it's a difficult group to point a finger at these players. It's been a group of players that have been with a succession of different managers. And essentially, we talked before the game about it's the same group, except for Costa's no longer a part of the team, so what's the difference? It's almost as if that you have to impress the players when you go in there as the manager. And you can be the one that's on trial. And he's allowing that to happen. I don't know what was said in that dressing room, but he's got to switch it back now to the players and make them aware of their performances. It's down to the players. He gives them direction. Everybody wants to blame him and say, well, look, why is Kante not playing position? Why is there not a centre forward? He is giving excuses to the players, but they were not up to this game today. This is a North London derby game. Against West London team from Chelsea. You've got to be up for it. It just wasn't there today, and that's alarmed him more than anything else.
I don't know. When he came over here, immediately there was a reference team. There was an immediate reference from a tactical perspective, but also the intensity and with this team, it changed straight away. And everyone was singing his praises. There were players coming out talking, Hazard had a springing step again. He looked like the old Hazard again playing. He had, I've spoken to David Luiz this week, talking about the way he plays is brilliant, the way he trains us to possession-based football.
But no indication from the time with David. No, like he was on the quiet half TV coaching man.
No, normally when you see a couple of players, normally you see a few players that after the cameras go off, there's a little conversation that happens that actually, you know what, it's a bit difficult in there at the moment, but when you get through it, there wasn't any of that with David Luiz. He looked content, he looked happy with the way that we've seen it.
This training is amazing. Yeah, I mean, everyone's sharp and everybody's keeping the ball and then you're actually. That is not transforming into goals or chances or.
So is it? Well, going back to the point of a number 9, I think not any player on that team looked confident in passing the ball forward into the centre forward area. Until Giroud come on, they didn't really play the ball into the forward area. So you're taking an important, effective pass out of your team from word go without having flexibility. Yeah, well, Giroud's on the bench. I think he should have played him.
But that's just like for life. You know, he hasn't even played a different system. Because he's obviously very in his ways in regards to Jorginho. Jorginho is going to be playing, and I get the feeling they're going to be immovable within their team no matter kind of what happens. So, you know, will it still be the 4-3-3 all the time? When his team is struggling, I think, what else have you got off your team? To help your team out?
Yeah.
And I've not seen anything.
When you look at all these new managers going into place, and you watch what a manager is, he seems to be one of these command managers. So when they set out to play, it seemed to me that when they went forward, it was one fullback that went forward on one side. It seemed to me that Kante, although coming all the way back, would fly forward to try and create an extra player. It would seem that Hazard would tuck in, and William would tuck in, coming in off the lines, making it difficult for the opposition to play against them when they had a striker. To take that striker away, it's unbalanced. They don't have the same movements, but there was clear messages at the start. So those commands were accepted, and everyone could see and felt it was good. But now when he needs a little change, it seemed to be a long time before Giroud was coming off, but it wasn't until the 70th minute. These things have got to happen quicker.
Well, I think these changes and flexibility within this team have been waiting to happen from the week that, I forget exactly the exact game, when teams worked out Jorginho, because he was the conductor, everything was going through him. Once he was shut down, this third game, isn't it? Once he was shut down, and everyone thought, oh, I've got your number now, what are you going to do now? That's the question you get asked. Great managers have flexibility within the tactics. At the moment, I don't see that inside the moment.
It's a midfield area as well. You know, I played in the 3 when I was Spurs, we have Michael Carrick as the deeper line 1. I played with Kante plays and we had Edgar Davids on the left-hand side. And, you know, for Carrick at times, as good as he was in that area, the minute a team realised he dominates the game, they start getting around him. And he'd say to Jay to switch me. You need movement in there. You need to be able to kind of have a little bit of freedom to get Jorginho free. So today when our man's falling all over the place, you need to get out of him away.
I think you've got to look a little bit at the group, and you've got to look at if they're going for first place and first place is available, they're still up for it. When first place isn't available, they start to fall through the table. You know, if you look at what they've done in recent times, they've had some. They went to 10th. They went to 10th at one point. They went to 6th for being champions, and you can lose this group very quickly. He's worried about that, and he has to stop the slide because they're in the top 4. And There's Manchester United now, you know, keeping going for a little while, but they're coming good again. Arsenal, they were. What do they want? They won a Premier League for 5 years. So suddenly,
last time Arsenal won it?
it was 14 years.
Right, general.
14 years ago. Chelsea won 5 in that period. So you have to respect them. Chelsea, but they've lost their way.
Sleeping giant. That's a bit. I think it's a bit hard.
I thought that might
They're not sleeping anymore.
Just a few crucial questions. Can he play? You know, he's gone over this Sarri ball thing, didn't he? It's going to be the high press and loads of energy, you know, we're going to dominate possession and dominate things. Can he do that with this current set of players? Or do we now need to see, after 6 months, Chelsea going to something, and we know that Higuain may well be on his way, that might solve a big problem up front?
No, I think they showed signs in the early part of the season. I think a lot of us have watched games live as well, here with BT, and we were like, wow, this is impressive. He's put this in place. He's got his philosophy right on with these guys at the moment. The training must be bang on every day. But then again, you need that flexibility. You need a plan B, and I'm yet to see that with this Chelsea team. Teams have worked out how they play, and the teams are pressurising them and really not allowing them to play to the middle of the pitch.
He's been let down here by his strikers, isn't he? Morata and Giroud. What's hardly got a goal between them.
It's not enough. And Morata's not been in the last few squads. No team in the top 6 has scored fewer goals.
If you put the 2 strikers in the Arsenal team and the Chelsea team today, it would solve their problems. You know, Arsenal have got that.
So could Higuain be the answer? Could that solve that focal point?
But Giroud, they bought Giroud, yeah. Giroud isn't known for his goal scoring ability. He's not there for his goal scoring ability. He's there for his effect. He's effective. He can pin 2 defenders. He can take care of 2 defenders, and then players can play for him. What was Hazard saying when he first came in? He was playing into him, running off him because he knew once I play into Giroud, I'm getting it back. He knows what he's getting. That's a platform to play from.
I think the final question really is about Sarri. To come out just now and call out his players' attitude for a game as big as this, that shows how desperate he is and how worried he is, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is. He's a worried man. That's the worrying thing watching it if you're a Chelsea fan. Where they almost feel like Arsenal did, you know, at times when they've been poor over the last few years, when they're not at boiling point, they're not street fighters, and you've got to get that back quickly.
I've had loads of comments coming in on social. Let me just share a few with you. We saw better football on the Conte 15-20. Sarri Ball has been nothing short of a massive disappointment. 2.5 seasons of mediocrity. This is Attack says, why am I watching Sorry Ball, not Sarri Ball? Ozzy Osgood says, time we woke up and realised he's a myth, along with his Sarri Ball and his boy Jorginho. This is worse than ABB or Conte last year. You need to start challenging him on this. Same team, no plan, players out of position, right in front of all our eyes. I hope you feel we have fronted up with the issues. Safra says, Conte's era, suffer without the ball. Sarri's era, suffer with the ball. Nick McKenzie, another shocking performance from Chelsea. Sarri's clueless and only knows one way to play. So when teams shut them down like Arsenal do, we have no other options. Kante is a shadow of himself. Hazard will leave if this continues, and he's not in number 9. We've got to go to a break, but are Chelsea fans being a bit too harsh there? Or do they still in the top 4, or do you share their concerns that strongly?
I do, yeah. I do share the concerns. That is a strong squad of players that he has at his disposal. And yeah, the top 4 is top 4. So I don't think Chelsea are about top 4 personally. So it's not going too well at the minute.
You need the music, James. It's time for an break. Letting us know it's time to go to a break. Lots more still to come. Thanks for your comments so far. Keep them coming. Fascinating conversation, by the way. So thanks for that. See you in a moment.
This program is sponsored by Bet365.
Vatsingiri veFTC inotindamirirwa navanelson chamisa muchinhoi vanoti vari kutiza misha yavo vachitya kusunga pamwe nokurohwa nemapurisa nemasoja munguva dzeusiku. Ata achitoriwa anoti panyaya inotevera vachigara vezvidiki mukutore
Whatever you want from the gym, find it at G-Gym.
Mumazuva matatu apfuura vachibvunzurudzwa pamusoro penyaya yekusaenda kubasa kwevanhu Thousands of people who suffered sexual abuse as children have never been heard. We are here to listen, to hear their experiences, and create a safer future for children. Truth Project, part of the independent inquiry into child sexual abuse. It's time to be heard.
Oh, is that a new security camera? Must be for those disabilities.
All right.
Protect your nose and your home with the Hive View Outdoor Security Camera. Hive, let's get living. Put that high. Calm and driver as one. Master At Ren, you can get up to 5 years interest-free credit. So this complete kitchen, including worktop, sink, tap, range master, cooker, and wash appliances, is just £98 per month. That's 25% less than Magnet's sale price. Hurry, January sale now on. Toning up doesn't have to be a struggle. Meet Slender Tone, your personal body toner. Look and feel amazing. Slender Tone.
This program is sponsored by Bet365.
Maradona was the craziest thing you saw in game. Maradona was represented to the team, to the whole city, something special. Who is the greatest Chelsea player? Me, this guy, or this guy? Just me and Paul and the floor, they play all here. And if we had also Gigi in there, we would have won the league. I take all of them. You can see what I wore on YouTube. It drops next Friday. Really interesting. You done, didn't you?
Yeah, I was the first one to do it.
You done what I wore?
I haven't, but mine will be, yeah, I'll probably be younger version of what we had. No sponsors on Rio Kids and all that.
It's a really good little show, so check it out on YouTube. Right, let's move on then. Actually, it was interesting when the teams came out. There's a huge banner in the Chelsea end, saying Czech Premier League legend. He will sort of start his farewell tour to the Premier League between now and the summer, having announced that he's going to retire. And Rashil sent his love letter as a Czech, haven't he?
There's only one way to describe Bigby, and that is a Chelsea legend. Obviously he's won all the domestic trophies and holds all the clean sheet records, but we will never forget him without one night. He saved 3 penalties, pulled off many world-class saves, and ultimately was the main man responsible for making us win the Champions League. What an absolute hero, and it would be great to see him back at the club at some role in the future.
You wanted him at your club, didn't you?
Yeah, around 2004 he signed for Chelsea, and it was muted that United might be interested because he was having a bit of a transition with goalkeepers at the moment at that time. And he signed for Chelsea, and the years after I was thinking, wow, he missed out because he was formidable. His size, he's intimidating, had a great presence about him, cool, calm, and made big saves at big moments. And when you spoke to any of the lads in England, like Frank and that, about how good is he look this and he's brilliant. You look behind him, he's pleased when you look back and see him.
But just not forget, he came back from a really bad injury. He fractured his skull. He had to wear that cap really for most of his career. Outstanding. He's on that list of perhaps the top 5 goalkeepers that we've ever seen in the Premier League. Where he is on that list is debatable, but
Where do you think he's on that list?
I think he's probably in the top 3 or 4 of the list.
With?
Well, I think it was Michael, Seaman, the likes of De Gea, I think now is taking things to another level with his saves with his feet. Van der Sar as well, very underrated, came to Manchester United quite late in the day for them, and you could hardly beat him really, the way that he wingspan seem to have. There's been a lot of good goalkeepers over the years, and Seaman's up there. I mean, I think it was inspiring for us whenever we asked him to make a save, invariably he made it. When you see a goalkeeper pick one out of the top corner on its way into the back of the net, you feel almost invincible. And Dave certainly had that about him. So yeah, he's up there. But he's also actually, if you meet him at Paycheck, there's an intelligence about him. I think he should be staying in the game as a coach. And this is where it's like at Arsenal, I'd like us to fight for what I perceive to be the right sort of people. You know, he might be taken back to Chelsea to be a coach. I do. If I was around the club, so he's not going there. He's going to work for us. Because I think you want the right people in the building, his work ethic, the way he conducts himself, the role model. I think he's an outstanding individual and he's been a great success. I had a conversation with an agent today, who's obviously been a coach and you've given me a little bit of insight into how much more of a leader he is than people think, because he's not screaming and shouting, he's more a quieter voice, but people listen when he talks. But also, he goes out of his when they had their big FA Cup finals or big games throughout the season, he would go in and do a whole kind of like presentation on how to prepare their minds and how important these special moments are in their career. Correct, yeah. Now, Martin talks about the man. Yeah. I'm not sure I can many people like that in my career. Going out of their way to do things like that and have an influence on others in that way and trying to help them through big moments. And you're right, Martin, it's, how many more do Arsenal just let just drift away out the door? You're talking about people like, Ramsey, Oxlade-Chamberlain, fair enough, okay, but the experience and that kind of know-how that Keta has. My first question is, he's 36, why is he retiring? Go and be a number 3 and just, guide Leno. He's right at the start of his journey. Guide him in his Premier League as to how he can get to, anywhere near where. Don't want him lost to the game, do you? I get why he probably doesn't want to retire. He's been right at the top his whole life, challenging, winning the European Cups and challenging for leagues, I get it, but at the same time, I feel like he must have so much information to pass on to the other goalkeepers, or to the kids in the youth teams and so on. Is it a hard thing for him to go from being the main man? Because as the goalkeeper, you play or you don't. It's not like you're coming in and out of the team. To go from being the main man and making saves like that to go to being number 2 or number 3, maybe it's partly a league thing. It's a hard thing. Of course it is. Courtois came in and took his place, didn't he? No disgrace with that. And I think at the start of this season he was going for it. He was fighting, he was scrapping for his life to stay in the team. There seemed to be the world and his band was against him a little bit because of the way that perhaps the manager wanted to play and he was creative and passed the ball. I don't think Leno's any better than him in that department, to be honest with you. I think that Leno is perhaps the current future. I think Leno is better with his feet. I think Leno is better. He might be better, but I think perhaps Paycheck is still a better goalkeeper, and that's, he's pretty successful already. And he's probably decided to bow out, maybe wants to spend a bit of time with his family. The work demands are quite extensive. I think he lives on one side of London, maybe it's taking him quite a journey to, people will laugh at that, but it might take him 2 hours, 3 hours to get home each day, and he's decided he wants to just sit out. It's football at the end of the week, isn't it? It makes a difference. Playing is the oxygen for every player. It doesn't matter if you're just starting out again.
I think the game's evolved now. The demands of a goalkeeper and the requirements of a goalkeeper are so much different to when you sort of started out. When you talk about a goalkeeper nowadays, they ask you, one of the first 1 or 2 questions is, can you play? You've got your speed, distribution. That was never ever, that was unheard of when he would have started playing football. And that's the whole change. It's shifted totally. So, and I don't think his game probably leans towards that. In terms of basic goalkeeping, saving the ball, keeping the ball out of the net, he's top.
You think that would influence his decision?
I think so, yeah, because I think that the distribution part of goalkeepers' games now are under scrutiny more than ever.
Okay. I suppose the other interesting thing is what makes a great goalkeeper like Paycheck? He was a great shot stopper, perhaps he was a good distribution, but what about the particular centre half, the goalkeepers that you played next to or in front of? What
he was great at, he could snuff an attack out like that, could come out and claim a ball. We'd play sometimes and someone would whip a ball in the box, I would our keepers will be scared to come out and get. You clear everyone out of the way, come out and take the ball. That's disheartening for a team sometimes when you see that happen. You can't put the ball in the box, and he's coming in claiming it.
But it brings energy into us.
The other team, yeah. The other team start building.
Jens Lehmann was one of those. He would come and everything, crosses, the whole shebang. He didn't miss many because he was 49 games. It was 49 games before he played in a losing team, by the way.
Was it? You have good defenders though, didn't you?
Well, no, we had good goalkeepers.
What about the goalkeepers you played with over your career? Did you have a particularly good relationship with any?
Yeah, with Van der Sar came here, bags of experience. In his 30s he came to United and he was ridiculous. Left, right, foot. He said, get the ball, and he'd have all the time in the world, and I'd look, he'd run up the pitch, and he'd shift it with his left foot and kick it out, and I think, he was right, are you taking the mick? He was unbelievable. But he came up with massive moments, saves that he thought he should have made right times. Yeah.
What does that do for you?
Confidence. And he was, what he was good at was taking criticism as well, because I was a moaner. So if a goal went in, I didn't agree with what I thought he should have come, I'd scream and shout at him, and he wouldn't even say a word. He'd just brush it off. And that just transpired through the team.
If anything went in near post, you weren't happy, were you?
Yeah, and he had a calmness that transpired through the team, and you need that. You don't want panic.
I think that's the word there. For any defence or centre-half, in the moment of chaos, when balls are flying across the box or it's right on top and you're under pressure, you need one person to be able to just go, just calm down. They're a different breed of this by either catching it, taking the time, and the best do that.
David Seaman was so laid back in the dressing room, he was almost asleep. And Neville Southall was the complete opposite. Now, I didn't mention himself, what an outstanding goalkeeper he was. Totally different animal. Pace that he had around the goal, he was an animal. He was fearless. And he would pluck out saves. But Dave was measured, calm, and you used to have to sort of get Dave, are you nervous? With just that big laugh, they used to give him. And he just used to just give you that confidence that he'd be there when you needed it.
You know what, David De Gea is different. He didn't come in with experience, he came in as a young kid, huge potential. And a lot of the players when we first saw him was like questioning like, is he going to be good enough?
Well, everyone did. Do you remember that first season? Everyone was like, what is this guy?
He was skinny, he was missing shots, he looked like he wasn't seeing balls quick enough. And again, that goes back to coaches seeing the potential and believing and trusting in these young kids to come through and giving him that time. And that's what we're asking our managers to do now with these young players. Callum Hudson-Odoi we're asking about at Chelsea, give him the time. He's a perfect example, David De Gea, of someone who came into a youth club, youth potential, big price tag, he was given time to excel. And look at him now.
What was the thing about De Gea was his performance recently against Tottenham. We're actually talking about the confidence saves. Because we're now looking, we talk about Edison and Alisson, the great passes of the ball. Well, actually, he's there to make a save. With his feet as well, I think he's taking it to another level.
Well, he's changing. Mark Warren says, Petr Cech, a true professional and absolute star for Chelsea. Great to have him back at Stamford Bridge in a suitable role next season. Martin's already got eyes on keeping him here. Mr. DT says we may have signed him at the end of his career, but I'll always be grateful to Petr for what he's done whilst here, a modern pro who had an unbelievable career. And Babiana says, Cech was such a beast, unbeatable. I trained myself to never cheer a goal against Chelsea until I saw it in the net. Very good. Thanks for your comments so far. Thanks for being part of the show. As always, what these guys say is really important, but your comments as well are crucial. So, Liverpool fans, get in touch right now. We're going to talk about your team, the chance for you to win the league, and the importance of Mo Salah straight up to the break. Here we go.
This program is sponsored by Bet365.
Can Australia find their form against Sri Lanka in the main test series? Tune in to find out. It continues from Down Under, live.
At the moment, I just appreciate every single minute I get with my dad. Dementia's affected me massively. It's obviously affecting my dad, and it could affect my daughter in the future. It's heartbreaking. I can't accept that that's going to be a reality for my daughter. I want her to have a future that's dementia-free. That's why I've been convinced in my will to Alzheimer's Society.
For your free Alzheimer's Society will writing pack, call 0330 333 0804 or visit alzheimers.org.uk/Denise.
Hello, Ghostbusters. It's Chris from the Halifax. I got your news to get the car. Years ago, the Halifax said contactless. The quickest way to buy things after 30 quid. Easy. Oh, why get here? They can do it some help upstairs. Oh, there he is. I am afraid to know. Are you okay? The name is actual physical contact of a bird contact lens. Don't go past that good stuff.
It's so exciting. Portia Wickman has the most fantastically shiny hair, but my God, she's an annoying personality vacuum. Do that for my husband. I give my spleen for Portia Wickman's heart. Gemma, that's quite dramatic. As if Portia Wickman uses Head and Shoulders, no way. But why would you say that? I do. It's this. Here we go. Head and Shoulders Supreme. It smells delicious. And now, try some cream colour.
Aerial pods, keep them up. Enjoy the brilliant clean of Aerial 3-1 pods. New pod, pod set. Thank you for waiting to when your oil is on the blink, peace of mind is having someone to take to them with you. So you get 4 in a day, get British Gas Home Care Oil Cover, and one of our 6,000 engineers will visit to get it sorted. You can contact us 24 hours a day, every day of the year. And when you buy selected home care products online by the 18th of February, you get 1 month free. So, British Gas Home Care.
This season, Celtic are finally under pressure. After the Monaco Rangers serious contenders. Find out this Wednesday, live on This program is sponsored by Bet365.
Welcome back, you're watching Premier League tonight. Right, we are going to talk about Liverpool in just a moment. Loads and loads of comments coming in from Liverpool fans and their thoughts on those fans. Keep them coming. But we're just going to do something else first. We've already spoken in detail about Mauricio Sarri and his comments after the game. There are more comments coming in. Hello. We're trying to do serious television about Chelsea's future here. Walk and White show. We've got another rubbish. Fair play. He's come out in the press conference. The first thing he said, you'll see it now, is I'm going to speak English, and then he left it to his translator to just deliver what he thinks his players after today's performance. This is astonishing. Have a listen to this.
Well, today I prefer to speak Italian first of all, because I want to send a message to my players. And I want my message to be very clear.
Because this is mentality more than anything else. I mentioned approach because we played against a team which mentally was far more determined than we were, and this is something which I can't accept. It seems to me that as a group of players they're not particularly aggressive from a mental point of view. They don't have that philosophy in their mentality, and that's something which I think is down to the kind of players they are, their characteristics. It's something which is difficult to change because you have to try to influence their mentality, and it's something that could take quite a long time. By the same token, it could be changed by a new player coming in, or perhaps one of the old heads in the team, assuming responsibility and driving the rest of the team forward.
I mean, this could be a critical moment in his time in charge of Chelsea. This is either going to work or it is spectacularly not going to work, because we've seen this before at this very football club numerous times, and the manager never wins these battles at
This
Chelsea.
is a huge, huge gamble from Sarri's point of view. He's looking for a response. and rightly so. Doing it publicly in a presser after a game, it's questionable because, like you said, these players have been through this with a couple of managers and the managers get gone. So,
I mean, everything at Chelsea is short term, really, except for the players. So he's gone to war with the players now. Is he going to survive this? And he's talking about mentality and the hunger of the team. He's going to have to work because they'll just change the manager. They won't change the players. This group of players has survived quite a few managers. They've been to a degree of success there, you have to say. But at the moment, the wheels are coming off, and he's really putting out. He's blaming the players. He's digging the players out. It's over to them. Are they going to perform? Are they going to improve things on the pitch? If it doesn't improve, then they might look to change the manager.
Have you been in a position where a manager does this and it actually works? It's effective. The players come out in 7 days' time and deliver for you.
I don't really get the public one. I really don't, because whatever can be said, if he wants to get hold of me, have a scrap, tell me to my face that I'm a disgrace and I'm not doing what I should be doing on the pitch, I'll accept that, and that's fine, and I'll go and have a look at myself and address that in training, come Monday morning. I don't get the whole coming out to the public and going down that road. As Rio said, it's a massive gamble. I think he's protecting himself. That's one part of it that I don't like, because you're very much going you. Well, where's the collective team thing within all that? You win together, you lose together. It's a simple thing. Now, everything that's happening on that pitch is they're his team. He's preparing them all week. There's a reason why they're on that pitch in that mood. So he has to assume some responsibility himself. So whatever he's saying in that press conference, he needs to put on his own head as well. And that's what I've never liked about that public disgracing. I think he's right, by the way. Let's say in the dressing room.
I think he's right in the first half. I think in the first half they didn't start the game, that's why they lost the match. I saw a reaction. I wouldn't say they lost the players, like of Alonso, fullbacks both getting forward. They just didn't have the quality to put the ball in the back of the net. They didn't have the structure to do that, and he's at fault for the structure as much as the players. So it's not them and us situation. That's what he's trying to make it.
Yeah, that's the
and that is the damage now. He'll be collecting, coming back to the situation, and who are going to be the runners and riders that he can rely upon now to get them out.
I just think of it if I was a player in a change room. If he'd come out and he'd hammered the players and said, but on the other hand as well, I'm getting a few things wrong, but I'm going to address my mistakes and I'm going to get them wrong. I think he'd have had everyone in that change room on side, and they'd all go, you know what, he's right, we didn't play well.
This is all about their need to adapt and not his need to adapt.
No, but we spoke about it straight after the game in our after-match analysis. Tactically, there's a few things not right in his team, and two basic things are two players, his best players playing in the wrong positions, Kante and Hazard at the moment. So that's on him. That's down to him to address that. And if he took some form of responsibility publicly before that run, I think he'd have a chance.
It's interesting how he didn't want to say it himself. Maybe they sat the interpreter. I didn't say it. He didn't say what I meant.
What's also interesting here is that Jermaine's come out and said the public one is an issue for me. Do it privately. This doesn't seem like the actions of a manager who was totally happy with his Chelsea squad and everything was fine until today, and now he's gone. It's almost like he's had those private conversations maybe. This has been bubbling under the surface in those recent games where they haven't performed properly, and now finally he snapped and he thought, if I do this privately and you don't react, you need to do this publicly. It's kind of the act of a desperate manager, isn't it?
Well, he's obviously been pushed into a corner because he's seen this team, they've been struggling to score goals. They've had some inconsistent performances as well in amongst that. And so, yeah, I'm sure behind closed doors, he doesn't look like a shrinking violet. He doesn't look like someone who walks in a change room and wouldn't say a word. He looks like someone who will shout the house down and get in people's faces. So
he's at the end of a 7-day period. And we talk about Emery. It's almost like, well, let's use the best coach then. And where were we before today started? And that body of work, he's done 7 days. They haven't really responded to it. They're not. The messages that they got at the beginning of the season, yes, but they're not really having it. They're not buying into it. He senses it, he smells it, and he's gone for broke. He's attacked the players, and I think it's a huge gamble. It's a huge. I think he'll ride out the storm, and I don't think Chelsea will sack him. But there's that fourth place now. Everyone says, you're playing to win the Premier League, but Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea, all going for that one position. And you look at it now, who's best place to do that? It doesn't seem there's the stability there at Chelsea to carry that through at the moment.
I look at today, and you see Kante, who's been one of the best players in the Premier League for the last couple of years. Even him, someone as pure as him, his body language today wasn't the Kante that we've all seen. He didn't have that spark and that bouncing that he normally has, and that's a player there who I'm sure is sitting there saying, I've done nothing to be pushed out of my position. I'm the best. I'm one of the best. A humble human being he is. He would sit there as a professional. I'm the best in that position. Why am I playing there?
They've stopped believing in the manager. Rudiger and David Luiz, you were saying, who's marking in the box? Ball goes out wide, you get back as quick as you can. You try to pick up, you recover. Rudiger wasn't doing that at all. It's almost as if people have stopped doing the basics, and that can happen when somebody's so dictatorial on the training pitch that you then don't become the leaders when you go onto the pitch on a match day, because it's down to the players. You've got to develop leaders that take ownership of their own careers.
There's no time to look for everything as well at the minute. It seems to be just divine. Because in the presser there, he's saying, you know, yeah, there's only a couple of things that are going to change. I either go and buy a new player or I get an experienced player. Now, you've already complained about your strikers and run their confidence through the floor, so what are you going to do? Right, you've been given a grade, and now you're questioning the mentality of the team, so what are you going to do? What are you going to go and, I don't know, buy Verratti or buy a commander in?
They're buying Brando, aren't they?
Yes, but why did you start coaching your team to have that mentality? This team has won like 2 league titles in what, the last 4 years or something? Yeah. The mentality is there. The players have it within them to do it. So that's why I say it's a collective thing. You're all in the same boat together. Managers, coaches, goalkeeping staff, like just sing off the same hymn sheet. This is crazy.
Is he still being assisted in the transfer market in the way that previous managers were? They've spent £1.5 billion since Abramovich has been at that football club. Contrast that with Arsenal, who spent half of that. You think about every one of those 5 Premier League trophies they've won is really costing £1.5 million pounds to do. Sorry, 150 million to win those trophies. It's a hell of a lot of money. And this manager's looking at it and saying to himself, why cash and
He's just done 60 mil on Pulisic, by the way.
Yes, I know, but he wants a centre forward.
No, but they're addressing that now, though.
Yeah, well, maybe though, he wants to change the whole lot. Maybe there's the fabric of his team that he wants to change right the way through, because the nucleus of these players have been there a long time.
Well, Abramovich doesn't seem to be a man who's got patience. He's not somebody who's patient with his managers.
Chelsea under Abramovich has not been built on patience, has it? It's been built on the quick fix and winning trophies.
I don't think money and being back is the issue. I think he's had money to spend. You've got when he first came, coaching wasn't an issue because he straight away you saw his identity through this team immediately. It's about being able to be flexible and being adaptable in this league.
Can you imagine that conversation with your manager coming in and you're a Roman and you say, well, what do you want then? And he goes, well, I need a holding midfield player. You wouldn't know what to say, would you? You'd be like, if you're not seen N'Golo Kante, and what he's been doing for the last couple of years. He still gave him the money to go on then, I'll give you what you want.
You've got to take a break, but there's only one thing I really want to know. Just tell me, what will be happening now among the Chelsea players? How do players react to this?
The WhatsApp groups will be going bananas. Have you seen that? Get on this. The links will be being sent through the WhatsApp groups. Get on this, and then there'll be comments going on, and then they'll abort the WhatsApp group. Then all abort the WhatsApp group after that.
That won't happen.
That'll happen, yeah.
You sound like you've got experience in this area.
I've seen it. I wasn't involved, but I saw it.
The kind of defence that never works. Never stands up in court. But this is a toxic mix though. This is like, you're saying these are players that look, they don't believe in the manager's methods. There's a manager who's just come out and said, I don't believe in the players. Sean Gota has sent us a tweet. Good evening, Sean. This is a car crash about to happen. Definitely the wrong move from Sarri to create a dem and us in the media about his players. Get your popcorn. Watch this space over the remainder of the season. Cheers, Sean. Gentlemen, thanks for your comments on that. Right, that wasn't what we were planning to talk about just there, but there you go. Right, we're going to take a quick break. Final part of Premier League tonight comes next.
This programme is sponsored by Bet365.
My moving house strategy move board.
does all that.
Do they?
Yeah. You can see a search area, see running costs, look at house values. Makes finding your perfect house just a bit easier.
Oh, that's clever.
That could still come in useful.
No, it's going in the bed.
With over 1 million properties and the tools to find your perfect home, start your search with Zoopla.
It's so easy to find great local tradespeople thanks to mybuilder.com. Just post your job, regardless of how big or small, and you'll get responses from local trades, screened by My Builder and reviewed by previous customers.
We got 3 responses in the first hour.
Unbelievable. Being able to look at reviews from other people, it gives you that reassurance that they're going to do a good job.
My bathroom looks amazing and I couldn't be happier with the results.
So simple.
Post your job on mybuilder.com. It's easy and it's free.
Your dentures seem to fit fine when you first turn them on. But during the day, they can move. In the morning, noon, evening.
Enough is enough. Time to use fixed-stem adhesive. With just one application, it gives you superior hold, even at the end of the day. So you can keep enjoying your evenings. Fixing helps dentures perform more like natural teeth. Fixing them, life with more bite.
Start the day with a Colombian, Guatemalan, or a piping hot Costa Rican, and the Danish to go. Our heroes hail from Chile, Argentina, Brazil, and often Belgium.
We live on a wonderful little lump of land in the middle of the sea, but we are not an island. We are part of something far, far bigger.
This program is sponsored by Bet365.
Welcome back to the final part of this evening's Premier League tonight. If you're just joining us, you've missed out because Maurizio Sarri has gone to war with his players. And I think the general consensus in the studio is bad decision, right? Yeah. Nobody thinks that was a good move. That will no doubt unfold and continue in the press over the next few days. But let's turn our attention to a manager who I'm sure is very happy right now. A really good day for Liverpool. They sort of put a bit of a ghost of the past to bed today. An important victory for them. And here is Jurgen Klopp on Mo Salah.
Exceptional achievement from a world-class player. That's how it is. I think he made a few steps in the last couple of months in the right direction, and so it's really it's wow. Now saying number. I heard the names of the other players who did it a bit quicker. It was Alan Shearer, Ruud van Nistelrooy, and Andy Cole. Yeah, good striker as well. And so maybe would have scored more and earlier if I wouldn't have played him that often on the right wing. So my fault.
Those numbers are ridiculous. 15 Premier League goals and 72 appearances. Unreal. Oh,
Absolutely unreal. Well, it is, and that's why obviously Mr. Boyle's accolades last year. I think his form was questioned earlier on in the season. I think rightly so as well. No one was saying he was poor, but he sets his standards so high that even if he drops off it a little bit, as we see with Harry Kane or Eden Hazard, it's noticeable. But wow, what an achievement! He's relentless.
What are your thoughts about Liverpool winning the league, Rio? Because I thought you liked that question. I can tell by your face you like that question. But they seem to be picking up results. Like a game like today, a couple of seasons ago, would have been an issue for them. We all know the history with them running to the title and Crystal Palace getting in the way.
I think if you're Manchester City, you see a glimmer of hope with a couple of dodgy results, and then they start doing this, where they don't play particularly well at times, but they're getting results. And I feel that's scary for the opposition, with the opposing side in this league, because when you see a team that can do this, and then they've got the players like Mane, Salah, Firmino up front who can just turn games in a sixpence, just like that, it's a frightening prospect really. They're obviously top of the league by a few points now. I think that they are the team to beat. They've got fantastic players, and the players that he bought in, well, Fabinho's come in. I think he's been a fantastic addition. Henderson has been doing well for Liverpool in recent years, but I think he gives you something else even with the ball as well. Very good defender, positionally, can cover the ground, but once he gets to it, he can play as well. And I think he's been a revelation since he's come into this team in recent weeks as well. And I think they've got so many strengths in different areas within this team that they can combat, and their flexibility tactically as well. They're the team to be.
I think they're the team, when you look back at when you've won Premier Leagues, and there are moments when you think, is this going to be ours? And I think sometimes when you've asked to ask questions of yourselves in the game, you've gone behind today, and you start to think, is it really, are we going to let this slip? It's crazy. But you start to live with it, of how to behave, how to scrap, graft, get back in the game, moments of luck.
Do you recognise that then, as a team that has what it takes?
I'd rather win like that than win comfortably 4-0, because I'd go away thinking, how are we going to react if we go a goal behind? That's a real performance and a real win. We've gone through the emotions.
Today, Mike, with that team, so this back four has been very settled for all seasons, which is why I think they've got the best defence in the league. Now, obviously today, they trained with Arnold, Milner's at right back, he got sent off today, so what do the trends of not getting sure. Matip, obviously because of Los Gomez and Lovren, and we can see 3 at Anfield, the first time in probably God knows how long in the league anyway. Would that worry him? Even though they've won the game, would there be a little bit going, oh, if this happened away from home, because we haven't got that continuity at the back, you know, is this something I need to think about for our next games away from home? Because they don't concede it. You know, it's been a cornerstone of their success and challenging for the title.
I think it's understanding, isn't it? That back four wouldn't have played together before. It's about relationships and partnerships. It's about pictures.
It's going to be ongoing.
Yeah, I think Townsend scores his goal today, wasn't it? Townsend scores a goal. It was a tap-in from a cross. It wasn't a usual from the ball from 50 yards, you know.
Corner.
And it's a cross that's come in, and it's those relationships, those things can be ironed out on the training pitch. They're playing together a lot, it's not armed, so it's about coming in and working with a new back four. That's unfortunate, but it's the way that they play attacking wise, and that energy, and the way that everyone have left Anfield this evening, energised by the fact that it could be their year. It's over to City again now to see if they can react.
I think there's a calmness amongst this squad that stems from the manager, with the way that they're playing at the moment. But I don't agree with what you said though. Me personally, I'd rather win 4-0, clean teams off the table, because when you're winning 4-3, 3-2, conceding goals from set pieces and sloppy goals, you then start to think there's a creasing that we're going to get caught soon.
But they are winning some games.
I'm talking about the occasional one.
Playing badly and winning, don't we always talk about that as a sign of a...
Playing badly and winning and not conceding 3 goals is a different story.
At home.
At home. That's a different story.
If you look at the pattern of what Liverpool have been doing, like Palace was like spike in the chart all of a sudden, because they don't concede that many goals at home. They're always so assured and dominate games. Yeah, they might concede 1 here and 1 there, but everyone's like, what? You know, conceding a goal at Anfield. If that happens away from home,
if the next 5 games they concede
people behind them, does that happen?
Well, if they keep conceding goals in the next 5 home games, of course, won't be champions. So they know that they can't continue to do that. But I just like the way that they've rode that storm today, dealt with it. Yeah, they fought amongst themselves. All this, look how the wheels are coming off, and then get the necessary result.
I think the great thing about this Liverpool team at the moment is if you look at the players that they've got there, they're all being signed up to long-term deals. There's a consistency that's going through this club at the moment. Everyone's getting signed down, locked down to long-term contracts. There's no grey areas here. You're either in or you're out. There's no and that's a big difference to the 2 teams you watched here. And it's a young, eager, hungry to learn group, and they've got a manager here who's exciting and who backs these players publicly. It's the contrast between this club at the moment and the 2 we've just been sitting watching is phenomenal.
Talk about the back four being changed. The one player that has to be fit is Van Dijk. If he's injured, then it's a major problem. I think you can deal with it when the rest are injured.
Alisson, Van Dijk and Salah, they go out, it's just a problem. No, listen, if Liverpool win it, they deserve it, man. You have to be like that as much as I prefer.
Don't forget City, we're not talking about City here. They're the champions, they were magnificent last year, and still magnificent now.
Let's just cheer you up a little bit. Manchester United.
Yeah, man.
Could anyone have gone in and have done what Ollie has done? With that squad,
if it was that easy, they'd have been in there already. There's been 3 managers that gone in since Ferguson retired, all fouled, really. And now Ole Gunnar Solskjaer coming. And I admitted before, I wasn't totally sold on it when he first got it. It was like, okay, everyone's been talking about it, Pochettino, etc. Somebody coming in just for a temporary basis. He ain't coming to be temporary.
Look, that Tottenham wind's brilliant, but Cardiff, Huddersfield,
Bournemouth, you can say all that. You can say you can say he should have won them games, etc. Mourinho hasn't consistently win them type of games. It doesn't just automatically teams roll over because of the badge on the shirt, because you're meant to beat them. You've got to go and do it. It's not just the results that he's got, it's the manner in which he's done that. He's changed the mentality, the psyche of the players. Pogba, the talisman, was brought in to be that man. It wasn't working out consistently for him, but now he's scoring goals. He said to him, you know what? I want my players to play to their strengths. Pogba, you're not a defensive midfielder. I don't want you to be here to defend. Get in the box, affect the ball at the other end. And he's doing that. Rashford now, at number 9. People now on shows are saying, Rashford or Kane. That was never the conversation there before.
Do we give him the job now, Solskjaer? How do you take him out?
He's made it almost
Are they
impossible.
still looking actively, do you think, for a replacement manager, or are they starting to think, hold on, maybe we've got the guy?
He's still early into it. You don't have to wait till the end of the season to make it.
Don't underestimate my feeling as well. They've looked from within, really, haven't they? To go back to the way that they were, back to the ideals that they have. They've got one of their guys in there, and why would you sack him out? Why would you take him out?
It makes me mad when I talk about this like this, because this is what should have been done at the beginning. Keep people in the building that know how it works. Keep people that know the framework, how it's fabric of the club. Keep them in there. Now you've got Mike Phelan, you've got Michael Carrick, all these people in there.
We've been there for 4 hours, and I'm being told I have to wrap you up and get off there.
Why are you talking about me?
Run out of time. Run out of time. There might just have been time for distribution. I would love to. I haven't got time. Look, FA Cup next weekend. Accrington against Derby. We've got 4 games for you. AFC Wimbledon, West Ham, Palace, Tottenham, and then the lowest ranked side left in the cup against Brentford. Look, I'm sorry. I could sit until 10 o'clock and talk about this. Off you go then. You're plugged in. Off you go. Exactly. Don't rush it and can't catch. We shall see you in 7 days.
Chelsea interpreters have been sacked by the way.
Look, the MP, Tom Watson.
No, it's not.
Right, thank you very much for covering. Now about 5 minutes over. I'm in serious trouble. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you for plenty more football live on BT Sport very soon. Bye-bye.
To get one in the last minute. No words at all. Absolutely superb again.
We got what we deserve today, nothing. We move on. Come on, you Irons.
It certainly wasn't a classic. It's only goalless. Watford 0, Burnley 0. Everything we expected it to be, pretty much from a Sean Dyche Burnley side.
Most Liverpool fans are feeling like I am. The anticipation, the need for this league, the stress, the strain, it's too much. It's too much.
This program is sponsored by Bet365.
Midweek meals in just 20 minutes with Simply Cook. Order your £3 trial box now at simplycook.com.
The world is changing thanks to technology, and so is the world of media. At All Response Media, we use technology to make TV advertising as effective and affordable as pay-per-click for many clients. We use sophisticated proprietary systems enabling us to drill into performance data and tune TV effectiveness as never before for clients that depend on mass customer acquisition.
If PPC works for you, TV advertising could too. Come and see how we can change the future of your business.
Find out more at allresponsemedia.com.
What will 2019 be your year of? Taking the plunge? Learning the ropes? Getting more first serves in? Spending more time with him? Your year of finding some calm? Finally touching your toes? Drinking plenty of those? 10k without stopping?
How can I join you?
With expert trainers, the latest equipment and hundreds of classes. Get your year going with a 3-month membership at David Wood Clubs.
Hello everybody, this is Wetherby Road, where Harrogate Town will take on Hartlepool in the National League. The home side looking to get back on track, a promotion push that have been faltering over the Christmas period, and taking on a Hartlepool side that themselves have been in stuttering form, just one win in their last 5. To find out who was from here, it's over to our commentators, Adam Virgo, and first, Alan Somerset.
Good afternoon everyone. Great atmosphere here, a sellout crowd at Wetherby Road. You'll just be able to see us there. We're actually in a shed, believe it or not, but it's a pretty good view. With Adam Virgo alongside me, who's hot-footed enough from pitch side. Of course, they're still daring to dream about back-to-back promotions at Harrogate. First, though, they need to rediscover their earlier good form. Currently 7th. It is their lowest position since August, having gone 5 National League games without a win. Poorest run of the season, actually. But it's been another campaign of underachievement so far. The Hartlepool, a trio of new signings yesterday, perhaps a signal of their belief that the playoff place is still achievable. They will have to put a run together, and a very good one at that, though. 11 points off the playoff places at the moment. Hartlepool. There's been a lot of local interest in North Yorkshire ahead of this game. And Hartlepool have taken their full allocation of 825. Everyone delighted to be part of what is the first live televised home game in Harrogate Town's history. It's only 4 years or so ago that they averaged crowds of around 400 here. It's more like 1,700 the average gate these days. But 3,000 the capacity crowd at Wetherby Road. Today, there is Richard Money, the Hartlepool manager who's 5 weeks into the job and made 3 new signings yesterday. So former European Cup winner, once upon a time with Liverpool. Let's check out the team news there. Having won for the first time in just under a month in last Saturday's FA Trophy game at Dover, Simon Weaver has named an unchanged starting lineup. Jack Muldoon scored both goals in that 2-1 win on the South Coast. He won the league, this league, with Lincoln in 2017. Harrogate-born Liam Kitching, who's 19, has impressed on loan from Leeds, so much so that his stay here was recently extended until the end of the season. Adam Virgo's been looking through the Harrogate lineup. Who's your player to watch?
Well, he's a player that came back into form in the FA Trophy against Dover in Jack Muldoon. A player at this level, I think he's got excellent movement in that final third. He's got a good eye for goal. If it wasn't for injuries, I certainly feel he'd be a Football League player. But again, coming in this season, that little bit of experience in the final thirds that Simon Weaver has needed. He's a player, if he can pick up good positions between McNate and Reynolds, then there could be good trouble for Hartlepool today.
Well, Hartlepool made 3 new loan signings yesterday, and they all start. Centre-back Michael Rains comes in from Crewe. Luke Molyneux's parent club is Sunderland, while Mickey Kabamba has scored 5 National League goals for Havant and Waterlooville this season, 2 of them here against Harrogate back in September. Carl Magnay was recently restored as captain, a role he lost over the summer. He turns 30 tomorrow. What do you think of the keeper, Hartlepool, today?
Oh, he's been a player that's been out the cold. The Matthew Bates are now coming back in on loan from Maso, Jay Cassidy. I think it's so important today that if they get the ball out wide, crosses into the box, he is a very, very difficult player to mark against. He's very, very physical in that final third. And I think with Nicky Kabamba coming in today, I think he can occupy the 2 centre-halves more and allow Kabamba to try and stretch play, to try and give him a little bit more space in that final third. We're going into the formations this afternoon, a 4-4-2 for Hartlepool. As I mentioned there, Kabamba is a player I think is going to come in alongside Cassidy. That's going to stretch play. And you'll be looking at Molyneux down that left-hand side that almost could see them play as a 3 in that final third. For Harrogate, I say it's just their traditional 4-3-3. They can play 4-4-2 as well. They're Muldoon playing off Beck with Kerry alongside him as well. And Thompson on the right-hand side, mentioned him before the game, picking up good positions in that final third. Harrogate keep the ball very, very well, and they'll be looking to try and move Hartlepool out of position.
Simon Weaver, still only 41, but this is 10th season in charge of Harrogate. He's currently the longest-serving manager in England's top 5 divisions, and of course it's a father and son partnership at Wetherby Road. There's Irving Weaver, who took over the club in June of 2011. They were bringing crowds of around 250 back then, but he's put a lot of his own money into this club. He is a multi-millionaire. Simon and Irving taking Harrogate to the highest position in their history. Could they achieve back-to-back promotions? They certainly need to get their league form back on track quickly if that's to happen. 11 points between these two clubs right now. Harrogate just inside the playoff places. Hartlepool unsure whether to look up or down. 9 points above the relegation zone. 11 points off the playoff places. Hartlepool. Both these sides a little out of form in the National League, each seeking a lift and some momentum. And they're playing their 30th National League games of the season, around a third of the regular campaign to go at, and the pressure is really on them.
Yeah, I mean, both sides are just gone into a little bit of a stuttering form over this Christmas period. Harrogate, with that small squad that we've spoken about, have really suffered with the quick successions of games, conceding the late goals against Sutton and Fylde in particular. But for me, both defences are going to be so important today.
An early set piece here for Hartlepool to defend. Thompson swung it in there. Runs all the way through to the England under-21 international Scott Loach. He's been talking up Hartlepool's playoff hopes ahead of this game. Says that the squad certainly haven't given up on that particular dream. Use the example of Tranmere, who of course had a slow start to the previous campaign but turned things around in the second half of last season, ended up going up by the promotion final. Thompson. Left by Magnay. Through here to Loach.
It's really important for Hartlepool today to set out their stall, to not get overrunning that midfield. Harrogate keep the ball very, very well. They like to try and move the ball left and right and try and get in that final third as quickly as possible.
That was by back there. Challenge by the captain, Magnay, his 4th season now with Hartlepool. Saw one from 4 Kenton Richardson. Referee today, Lee Doughty, in charge of 8 National League matches this season, has shown 22 yellow cards, 2 reds. His last game involving Hartlepool saw them lose 4-0 at Bromley on the 3rd of November. Sent off Peter Chioso that day, and that's really sore, doesn't it? Injury there for Kenton Richardson, not an ideal start.
for Richard Money. Saying, Adam, how it wasn't ideal, although he's delighted to get those 3 new players in yesterday. The fact that they couldn't get them in until the Friday, not how he would have wanted.
No, not at all. I think he certainly wanted some couple of days training with them, but I think showing the magnitude of where Hartlepool are in terms of their confidence as a squad and as a starting 11, needed to get them in ASAP. Certainly would have wanted them earlier during the week. As you mentioned before, sometimes it's a little bit more complicated to finalise those deals and get them started, but I'm sure he's delighted to get them in. The spine of the squad now, the starting 11 is there now. Need to perform quickly if they want to try and make that 7th place playoff spot.
Cassidy has it taken off him by the determined Balkingham, who is the Harrogate captain. Give it away here, and it's Thompson on the ball. Thompson might want it back again here. He did get it back again, but just couldn't quite organise his feet. There's still a chance, down it's in. What a start for Harrogate. It's Kerry who's got it. Inside 4 minutes, Simon Weaver's side in front at a full house here at Witherby Road.
Playing in the right areas, you can't afford to do this and make pressure really, really well. George Thompson tonight, not in the front foot. They certainly get a little bit of luck with the deflections that go left and right. It's just a positivity. And when Lloyd Kerry gets in that position, it's about hitting the target with power. And he does that with his strike really, really well. They don't defend their lines well. Really, really well taken goal, but it all comes from George Thompson's